Okie dokie nerds, welcome back to another vintage video. Today we're going to play some Survival of the Fittest in like a green Aggrovine shell with Bazaar of Baghdad, lizards, hollow ones, vengevines, but the survival unlocks a lot of fun cards for us to play. Lorwyn has just dropped, and the main event for today is trying out the Evoke Elementals from the new set. So, Wistfulness, I'm just going to read the relevant parts. Um, when this creature enters, if green was spent to cast it, exile target artifact or enchantment an opponent controls. So this is going to be, obviously it's just a 2 mana disenchant, sorcery speed naturalized, but it does exile as well. It's tutorable off survival, and it's going to come in and it's going to kill the One Ring, it's going to kill Urza's Saga, it's going to kill their Moxen and that sort of thing main deck. And then post board, you obviously get to hit all of the needles, ley lines, blah, 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 all of that stuff. And we can tutor it with survival being the main thing. So Wistfulness, I think, is actually super dope. We've got a third one in the board. And Vibrance is, if GG was spent to cast it, we tutor any land from our deck and put it into our hand, and then we gain 2 life. So then that is obviously GG, go grab a Bazaar of Baghdad, but not just on Bazaar of Baghdad, because we can also tutor Cradle, Strip Mine, Yavimaya, all this, all this jazz. We can get Tiger as well, because that's going to enable our funnel of Anger, which can go through a survival chain and haste up, a Vengevine. And then, or a hollow one. And then post board, we've got Dismembers, Force of Vigors, some Endurances, because they're survivable, a final Oof, another Wistfulness, another Vibrance, and then a suite of a few other lands that we might want in specific matchups. So Bog for Dredge, Tab for Dredge, Wasteland for whatever we want. So what we want typically in a game is going to be either a Bazaar of Baghdad and quick Vengevine start, and then otherwise we're going to be looking at Survival of the Fittest, our other engine, and then going and getting our bullets. So we've got 3 Oos to lock down our opponent's artifact mana. We've got Frenzied Baloth, which was a banger last time we were out with this deck, and I've decided to keep it. And this spell can't be countered. Trample and Haste. Creature spells can't be countered, and combat damage can't be prevented. So when they're under the One Ring, if we can tutor up this uncounterable threat with our survival, they're still going to take all the damage. Very exciting, I know. And then Spirit Guides, Ignobles to try and push through that mana that the survival is hungry for, sort of thing. 1 life from the loam. And then we have got just enough red, because I'm playing 2 Tigers, 3 fetch lands, plus Ignoble and the Ruby. This is to enable Anger, the 2 Tigers, that's what they're doing, enabling Anger. But we've also got realistic outs on this one to play red to bolt a target with our Vibrance. And then Wistfulness, less likely, can draw 2, discard 1. But the only way we can do that is through a Black Lotus. So that's the list. I'm very excited to play it. I think Vibrance is going to be just like a bit of fun. I think Wistfulness has outs to being a real card going forwards. But I might be the wrong way around, and I might just be completely wrong on both of them. But they are, to me, the headline acts of the new set. So we're going to go jam them through a league, see how we do, and hopefully activate some survivals. Okay, then round 1, we're on the draw against Wangia, who's revealed a Lurus of the Dream Den. Our hand looks super sick, so we're going to keep this, and then go to our opponent's first main phase. They've got a Mox Jet and an Underground Sea, which looks bow mastery to me. So I'm sure we can sequence this though in a way that's not maniacal. Anger's cool. So let's cast Black Lotus, I guess. Just get Spell Pierce. That's fine, I think. And now I'm going to cast a Mox Emerald. And now we'll play a Bazaar of Baghdad. We can flip into another Bazaar of Baghdad. So we'll discard Anger, Vengevine, Lizard. And then we can just tap our Emerald for the Ignoble here. Obviously, it would have been better to get the full Stone Rain. But I think we're always getting Spell Pierced there. I don't think there's any way around it. The Ignoble will encourage our opponent to Bowmaster at sorcery speed. At which point a land becoming a Collector Roof or a +2/+2 on the Lizard can be great. But opponents not activating opponent's not casting Bowman just yet, so we're gonna jam this now. And then if they do tap out for a Bowmaster in a second, oh, they're floating a black. Yeah, that makes sense. So combat. Oh, I should have played my Bazaar. So this is the Bowmaster. So we activate in response. Should I have played my Bazaar, or do I want more discards? Didn't find a Lizard. Did find a Survival. I'm gonna discard Vengevine, Bazaar of Baghdad, and I think I discard Survivor of the Fittest. I'm so far from mana, but one. No, I'm gonna discard the Collector Roof. I'm gonna keep mana and Survival, because if I top deck a Guy's Cradle next turn, then we just go ham. This is probably gonna kill my guy, because then I've got no mana. My Ignoble. Yeah, that makes sense to me. And then we'll just send in with the Vengevine, I think, is fine. Would I have wanted another Bazaar of Baghdad activation there in response? Possibly, probably. Basic islands. Our opponent's hitting their land drops. They don't seem to have a Psychic Frog, though. Nor do they seem to have a Time Twister. So we'd love to find a Gaia's Cradle at some point in the near future. Mental Misstep's a good one. I'm just going to attack with... Am I going to attack with Collector Roof? Attacking Collector Roof is really bad into the next Bowmaster, right? So we probably don't want to. We probably just want to send... like so. We will misstep that, I think. I'm not massively interested in them filtering cards at the moment. If it eats another Spell Piercing, that's probably fine. It eats a misstep and they didn't pay life for missteps. So that means that they're kind of concerned about where we're going with this game. So I'll go up to 4, down to 2, and then they've got an Undercity to fetch out later. They are taking 4 a pop at the moment. Our Bazaar's kind of stranded. I really would like to draw Gaia's Cradle. Orc Army gets in the way, so the Twister's not lethal, but the Twister is close to lethal with just the Wrath of God effect, you know, the Plague Wind that it is. So opponent fetches an Undercity end step. They're at 10. We're not making like incredible progress, but we are at least on the front foot, but it's definitely a situation they can pull out of here. So Island taps, plays a Scalding Tarn, plays a Psychic Frog. Psychic Frog cannot do anything against our Vengevine at the moment. It can grow above the other creatures. Frenzied Baloth. Not the dream. Do I want my green mana back in exchange for their black mana? Possibly. Maybe that's something we want to explore. We get the card out of their hand. It's just a mana drain. Wow. Then this will enable us to... So that's going to die. They get their jet back, but nobody cares. They're at 6. This will enable us to resolve a Survivor of the Fittest. They can't respond to that. They do have a Psychic Frog. They are going to get to draw 2 cards this turn. They might be able to buy and deploy Lurrus if they find a land. Mana Drain's cool. I guess it just purchases Lurrus really easily, right? And then we've got this online, which is slow, don't get me wrong. But it could be just what we need to push over the line. I expect them to eat 3 cards and bash. 1, 2. So they discarded to Hellbent last turn, and then they just DT for Twist. is brutal. What a sick draw. As if they registered a twist. Mana drain might mean they don't. But it could also just be a time walk, which is going to be very powerful. And then they fetch. And then this looks like... Oh, they just buy Lurus. And play Lotus. Yeah, Lotus. And then they deploy the Lurus. So they don't have Time Twister in their deck, otherwise the game would be over. But they did have Lurus, Lotus, Lurus, Lotus. They can't grow this Psychic Frog. They can eternally block with Bowmasters now. In comes the Frog. They're letting me block. I think I'm interested in not giving you cards. Magic Online's not interested in letting me give you cards. I think that's fine. I'd love to draw a land to get this survival going. That was not it. So if I discard... If I discard the Baloth, get an Elvish Spirit Guide. That all seems bad. I can attack with Vengevine. And get the Bowmaster off the board, I think. They might just trade with Lurus. Yeah, but they get the Bowmaster off the board. So, discard Baloth. Get a creature. Get Squee and then activate, or do I just activate and then get Squee? They're going to get Bowmaster back into play next turn. I want to develop my mana. I can't do Ignoble Hierarch now that I've attacked. So I want to activate Bazaar of Baghdad. First or second? I think first. Yavimaya Cradle is very interesting, but it means I don't have a creature. Maybe this was awful. But I can convert this Ignoble into a hollow one now. May also be bad, but I'm going to do that. So let's cast the hollow one. The Lurus can't attack and gain life points. That Bowmaster is going to come back in. I think that was really bad. Never mind. What can we do? We've been through only one lizard so far. They eat some cards to get in for 2 or 3. They discard a Flooded Strand, so they get in for 3. We go to 15. Then they redeploy the Bowmaster. And do nothing with it. They ping my face. I can't activate because of the Bowman. That's a Vengevine. So, do I want to attack with everything? I think so. Waymaster gets in the way. Orkami gets in the way. This gives us a Bazaar activation. So we can discard Vengevine and get a Lizard, or we can discard Vengevine and get a Squee. What we can do, actually, is we can discard Vengevine, hold priority, and flip the Bazaar of Baghdad in response. And if we hit a lizard here, which we don't, then we could have just tutored a hollow one and got back 2 Vengevines. So I think we just get Squee, Goblin, and the Bob. Is that right? Oh, but there's no point in getting Squee because that's gone, so I just get a lizard. Going into next turn. Vengevine, 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 hollow one. They're going to get in for 6 or 7 here, so we're dying soon. Or 8. How do they have another card in hand? What did we do? Did I do all of that into a potential Bowmaster? That was pretty horrific, wasn't it? So in they come. They've now got 2 cards in hand. They discard an Underground Sea and discard a Flusterstorm. They hit me for 8, I go to 6. If they draw Time Walk, we've died. They play the Bowman from the bin, I go to 5. And what the fuck is that? Enters with 3+1+1 counter, 3 -1/-1 counters on it, so it's a 1/2, but it can become a 4/5. Remove a counter from this creature, draw a card. Remove 2 counters from this creature, tap target creature, put a stun counter on it. So that kind of locks us down for a bit, doesn't it? Which means we're just going to die to their... We're just going to die to their frog next turn. How many Vengevines is this? 1, 2, 1 is dead from Lockmare. So discard a lizard. Get a vine. Discard a vine. Get an uncastable hollow one. But it's got to be something like that, right? I'm not sure. I've not got any... I've only discarded 0 cards so far this turn. So discard... So we get Tiger. We discard Lizard. We get Lizard. Yeah, it's just going to be Lizard for Lizard, right? I don't actually have the mana to do anything else. But I can unsummoning sick my Lizards. So let's cast this. And I'm dead to the board, so I need to just attack with everything, I think. I didn't register Fury. I wouldn't be able to use it anyway. I'm not really interested in activating into this Orc. Maybe I should have been earlier. So we'll just get another Lizard. So what happens if I activate in response and you actually kill one of my Lizards with a Bowmaster? If I had this line available to me, then I should have got a Vengevine. I should have got a Vengevine. 1, 2 vines there. One of them's dead. I'm attacking you for not nearly enough, I think. So I guess I do need to just get another hollow one on the way through this, and I should have got another Vengevine on the way through here. So yeah, teething problems with the way we played. So this all happens, and then I flip the Bazaar here, I think. That doesn't kill me, right? If we spike the Vengevine, we spike the Vengevine. We don't spike the Vengevine. This Lizard dies. But this Lockmare guy is going to tap us down. Get back 2 Vengevines. Use Vengevine's ability. Yes, please. Yes, please. Get a hollow one. I don't think this is going to be lethal, but we're going to try. So you tap one of these down, you block, 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 and you take 5. Not nearly enough. Not nearly enough. Oh, they didn't tap down. Block, block, block. You take 7. Also not enough. But we had fun. Not nearly enough. Well, it would have been enough if I hadn't fucked up that Basking Root Waller, right? If I'd done it earlier and had another Vengevine in play. So yeah, I've just missed lethal because it was. So what we needed to do was discard Lizard, in response activate Bazaar of Baghdad, tutor Vengevine, discard Vengevine, get Hollow One. Then I have another Vengevine in play, hasty Hollow Ones, and a hasty Lizard. And they go block, 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 take. Oh, they just conceded. Block, block, block. Take 9. Oh, then they're at 8. I just can't count today. Fuck me dead. I spent, you know, an extra pint in the pub worth of time last night, and it wasn't great for the brain. What do we want against these guys then? Wasteland seems like something we don't want to get in a battle about. Vibrance, I think, seems great. Wistfulness, I'm somewhat interested in if they've got Needle, but I've already got 2. I think the Dismembers are pretty clutch. The Chalice of the Void is pretty bad. I wasn't sure about how much power and by power I mean, you know, Moxon. I wasn't sure how much we wanted. I really want to be able to play these turn 1 survivals, so I think it's good. This could be a long league if I'm going to be just completely unable to count for it. I'm not going to lie to you. Do I want more lands? Do I want to swap like a Pearl for a Wasteland? Is that a battle I want to get into? Do I want to grind with my life from the loam against their stuff? And then Anger's a bit too cool. The new cool cards are also new cool cards, you know? I really like the idea of Vibrance tutoring up a Stripper or a Waste if I've got access to loam, but I also really like Vibrance tutoring up Bazaar of Baghdad against the Wasteland deck. I don't think Collector Roof is the be-all, end-all. I don't think Frenzied Baloth is completely what this game's about. So I'm going to try this, but we are operating purely on Vibrance at the moment. Okay, so very much an in Bazaar of Baghdad we trust sort of hand here. So, opponent's turn. They've got a Wasteland. How do we feel about Wasteland? Do we care about Wasteland? Depends on what we draw, I guess. If we just draw 3 lizards, got another Gaia's Cradle. Yeah, fuck it. This is my Bazaar of Baghdad, homie. Discuss. Let's discard Gaia's Cradle, Lizard, Yavimaya. I will cast this. And then I won't do anything else. I anticipate Wasteland happening. Oh no, Lorwyn revealed. Okay, interesting. And they get an Underground Sea. And they can take their turn, obviously, because the Bazaar's tapped. It's not going to do anything. Which is a mistake a lot of people make. They don't wait. And look here, we've identified that our opponent is holding an Orcish Bowmaster. Because they think they've got us. So what happens if we just play a Collector Roof to try and bait stuff out? Maybe I'm supposed to just bait with Survival. I think I'm supposed to bait with Survival. Because if they Spell Pierce this, they should really waste them Pierce, right? Maybe not. But they do Spell Pierce. We'll take a look for our final 2 Spirit Guides. We don't hit them. Let's discard Vengevine. Collector Roof Gaia's Cradle. No. Because the next turn we can play ignoble, evoke a Vibrance, bring back a Vengevine, get a Bazaar of Baghdad, and then that is officially gaming at that point. Anger as well. Let's cast Ignoble. See if it lands. Play Gaia's Cradle. Evoke a Vibrance. Do you see where this is going, sir? Now I've got a Vengevine. I gain 2 life, because why not? Do I want a Bazaar of Baghdad, or do I just want to strip mine them? Because I know I'm going to get Bowman in a moment. So my Bazaar might just be dead anyway, the Bazaar I'm tutoring. So we could actually just go and strip them. I think I'm going to strip them. Next turn we can just cast Anger and attack for 2. Snuff out on my Vengevine. Okay. And we're still just gonna... Okay, odd timing. Odd timing. We'll discard all the cards we tutored for. And hold Dismember. The Bowmaster's dead. I've got no cards in hand. I'm not excited about future Bowmasters. I'm not excited about future draws, because I've used all my resources. They've still got everything. Wasteland hits Gaia's Cradle. Strip Mine hits nothing. They do have the next Bazaar lined up by the looks. Yeah, they've got the next Bowman in play. I should have played my land. This was really bad. I'm not playing great. They don't seem to care. I will play the Yavimaya. I missed a pump as well. And they're just going to make land drops forever. They purchase Lurrus. They now can't Bowmaster me, which means I can Bazaar twice here. I didn't bring in Endurance. I didn't bring in Bajuka Bog. I'm not feeling quite so confident about this game. Yeah, that was a disaster. So we've made some mistakes for sure. And now if they have a land, they've just got Lurrus Bowmaster. And at 14, that sounds like something we're not overcoming. Psychic Frog, also a problem. In comes the 1/1. I think we're just going to get slowly ground out here. Unless we can find like a life from the loam or something. A lizard, yeah. Hit me up then. Show me you're at the next Bowmaster. Here it is. So, lizard dies. The world peels off the top of their deck. Yield to all of this, and then all of a sudden we've got like a hope in hell's chance, because I get 2 Vengevines, I think. Yeah. Yes, I want the vines. Yes, I want the vines. Yes, I want to attack you with everything because it's got haste, because I've got an anger in my deck. Now you're under a clock. You can make Psychic Frog trade, right? Or you can make it win combat and eat your Lurus. But losing your Lurus when you've got two bowmen going is pretty tough. I feel like opponent had a lot of opportunities here to snap off my Bazaar. But didn't take them. They go to 3 then. So suddenly we're just gaming again. That was a wild sitch, to be honest with you. Strip mines the Yavimaya to try and turn off the Bazaar. Has a Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale. Motherfucker. In for 1. Okay, so that makes sense as to why they've been going after the less appealing cards. Less appealing lands, you know? So, how do we play? 1 lizard here, 1 lizard here. So we should let the Vengevines die. No. No. I think we keep Hollow One around to trade with this army token. I will keep this, and then this will die. And then we don't need to upkeep activate, right? Because we just want more looks at lizards. So we draw a card. It's a Yavimaya Cradle. And now we can just look for lizards in this spot whilst there's not a bowman in play. Double lizard is a kill. Vengevine Bazaar is not a kill. Do I want to trade off my Hollow One? Not really. I want you to make decisions about your mana. That's what I want. They can pay with Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale. And they are going to. If they make a land drop, we're in deep trouble. Because my Bazaar will be dead next turn. They find a Mox Pearl, which makes a... I'll say make land and Mox Pearl. They discard cards to Frog. They'll go to the skies with the Frog as well. I don't think strip lands are very good. Did they really play a land pre-combat? Plays Underground Sea. Yeah, that's insane. One card in hand. Just the Frog comes in. I go to 10. No, I go to 11, sorry. I can't see how big it is. The writing's hideous. I go to 11. Redeploys an Orcish Bowmaster. Fabulous. So we'll take a draw step. We'll pay for Hollow One, I think. No, I think. I will pay for Hollow One. And then we'll take a draw step. Misty Rainforest. Not the dream. Maybe I'm not supposed to deploy there. I'm just going to flip cards for lizards. We miss. I think we can go to the next game. I think that was a really bad use of Misty there. I think maybe I'm supposed to hold that, so next turn I can chump here under the Orc army. But then I'm just going to take, 5 in the sky and be unable to activate my Bazaar next turn because of the second Bowmaster. Tabernacle's annoying. Do I want like a rando endurance over frenzied Baloth? Because frenzied Baloth isn't doing a lot, whereas endurance actually has outs to having a text box. We didn't see anything from Wistfulness, so I might also bring in this as well, but we'll keep one just in case. And then we'll slay like this. The Vibrance having outs to kill creatures is really good. I don't know if that's a line I missed this game. No, because I only have had one Tiger, right? So, Bizarre, turn one, everything. Okay, so we'll keep this. We'll resolve the Mox Jet. We'll play Mox Jet first. Because an opponent has to really think about how good their Tabernacle at Pendule Vale is. And then we'll just bash their face in. Because if you're holding Tabernacle, then Force of Will on Mox Jet actually looks really good, right? But I don't want them to know that I've got 3 creatures in play. You know? So we throw that out there first. Now we discard Vengevine, Rootwaller, Tiger. We'll cast the Lizard. And we'll cast a Hollow one, bring back the Vine. Their Snuff Out's not online right now. Mindbreak Trap on my Hollow one. Okay, so there's an answer as to why not. I was not expecting Mindbreak Trap out of the opponent today, but, you know, it's there. It got something off of me. Can't argue with results. They've got a Mox Sapphire. And then they've got a Vexing Bauble. That's fine. Vexing Bauble's fine. I've got... Oh, so you don't have any lands? Brother, that's not very good. That's not very good at all, because I've got a Bazaar of Baghdad. Vengevine, Sapphire, Misty, I guess. Play Gaia's Cradle. I'm just going to roll out the Collector Reef because it's just game over. Like, look at how dead they are. You've got no mana. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely dead. Okay, so we beat Lurus. We didn't play particularly efficiently either. Like, there was quite a lot of punts during games 1 and 2, I think. Couldn't even count lethal in game 1 is how good we did. But that hand was pretty fucked, and then their hand was pretty weak. Right, so that's fun. Long round 1, this could be a marathon. Okie dokie, round 2, we are up against Diablo XSC. We've got a Lotus hand and a Bizarre hand. We're doing well. We're doing well. They've got 7 no Lurus. We're going to keep this. We will develop Lotus first. And then do some spinning. And hopefully some winning. So, activate Bazaar of Baghdad. Hits me with some pretty cool cards, actually. So, Lizard, Vengevine Squee, I think. And we have to deploy one of these other nerds. Do I want to deploy both of them, though? I can deploy both of them, right? So I can go Sapphire, Spirit Guide, Hierarch. Hierarch brings back a Vengevine. Yes, please. And then we'll just make a 2/2. Sure, bro. Yeah, man. Spirit Guide, get in there. Crunch, crunch. We get Squee back. We've got a Cradle to pump our Lizard with. They misstepped me, so they're not mono white. Mox Ruby. Soul Ring. So we're up against Jewel Shops. So we need to find a Collector Roof. Ancestral Self. So I guess that's a reason. Probes me down to 9. Plays a Mana Vault. Plays the One Ring. Okay. So Frenzied Baloth is game. We get Squee back to our hand. We draw a Lizard. We'll activate this then. We don't find the Frenzied Baloth. We do find the Collector Roof. So we'll make a Lizard. We'll hope they don't have Force of Will in hand, but they did Ancestral last turn. They do have Force of Will. Pitching a stock up, so it looks pretty tough for the home team here to win. But you'll go. And again, Frenzied Baloth next turn will win through a copied One Ring. They go to 7, they go to 6. 3 cards in hand, 4 cards after draw step, 6 cards after One Ring activation. Yeah, this is going to be tough. We've got a lot of power and toughness in place. We do regretfully have to just watch them do this. And then that's a PO for everything. We know they can go back to the One Ring. We know we've got an activation for Frenzied Baloth. We registered 2 for this exact scenario. Soul Ring, Mana Vault, One Ring again. They haven't made a land drop yet, so their Academy is going to be super powerful. We can beat a Trinisphere with our Frenzied Baloth. They've got a Tundra. So it's not dual completely. We get Squee back. We're all about that Baloth right now. Hollow One's not interesting to us. So we activate Bazaar of Baghdad. We find Survivor of the Fittest. But we don't have a creature. Survival gets in. We win next turn. Through everything. Like, they take another 2 this upkeep. This actually has to just be the killing turn. It could be because they've drawn so many cards, right? They've seen half their deck. They've got 36 cards left in their deck. 4 mana is another One Ring. And if that's all they're doing this turn, then we are in fantastic shape. They make a land drop. They play a Time Walk. But that kills the One Ring. So then they're going to take 1 upkeep. Their Ancient Tomb's pretty close to dead. They're taking the 1, they go to 3. They've got an Underground Sea. Tezzeret. Time Vault. That was brutal. Untaps Time Vault and we lose. Okay. Fine. I wonder if, or after all of that, we were supposed to hold that Spirit Guide because then I would have won last turn, right, with Baloth. I don't know. So, Vigors are in. Wistfulness is in. Oof is in. I'm pretty interested in having a Wasteland as well. I don't think the Vibrances are it for this matchup. The Baloth are obviously good. The Oof are obviously good. Anger, I don't think we need. I think if I'm bringing in Wasteland, maybe I can cut a Pearl. I need 3 cuts from here. The Baloth is everything. The Life from the Loam I'm not too fussed about. Maybe I don't like Wasteland. Maybe I do like Pearl again then. Wistfulness kills the One Ring. Baloth kills them through the One Ring. Collector Reef kills everything in their deck. Misstep Vigor. These cards are all green. Squeeze seems good. I think I just cut Misstep. Or maybe just another piece of jewelry. No, I'm just going to come off Misstep. Well, they've got tops and things. Let's just get rid of a Spirit Guide then. But Spirit Guide's another way to ramp out a fucking Collector Roof. I don't know. I've dropped the Spirit Guide at this point. I haven't dropped the Spirit Guide at this point. I don't like any of these cuts. I am going to cut Spirit Guide. I don't like any of them, though. Yeah, unfortunately we couldn't find the Baloth, because we do win with Baloth in 2 of those turns, I think. And then if I don't have the Spirit Guide in play... then what happens? Then I have survival into Baloth last turn. I think I've got the mana for it. Never mind. Okay then, game 2. We have got turn 1 Hierarch Collector Roof. I might just jam that. They're on 62, which is interesting. So how do I play? I can't play around Mindbreak Trap. Our opponents have shown us that they're interested in that sort of thing. Play a Hierarch. And now let's fetch up a Tiger and play a Collector Roof. And if this doesn't make it through, then we'll just cast Vengevine next turn. This doesn't make it through. They pitched a Lorwyn revealed. Not great. Tundra. Ancestral. Wow. Ruby Mana Vault. Pearl. Another One Ring. Rough stuff. I've got 4 cards in hand. I'm going to cycle Hollow One and look for Collector Roof. We play 4 of them. Do you have another Force of Will? No. Perfect. They can still have Plow, obviously. Our mana's dead. They cycle a Lorwyn. They get a C. They play C. They pass back. I can't think of black or blue Fatal Push. Well, not Fatal Push. Black or blue. What a sick series of fucking draws, though. Good grief. Do we want Wistfulness or do we want Hollow One? I don't think Wistfulness does anything, right? This is under lock and key at this point. So we can just play Hollow One and kill them quickly. Cast a Hollow One. Bring back a Vengevine. Go to combat and attack for 6. You're at 11, then you're at 10 to your ring. And then you're dead on board. Vampiric Tutor, likely for Plow. Or Push. Or something like that. We've got no way of protecting our creature. They take damage. They're at 7 life. Could be a Talongates as well. Plows the Collector Roof. Draws 2 with the ring. Up to 5 cards. They are dead on board. They have a Manifold Key. They have a Mana Vault. They have another One Ring. They have a PO. Right. Perfect. So just classic PO is what it turned out to be. We are, once again, a frenzied Baloth away from greatness. They get themselves under the One Ring. They draw their card. don't think they've made a land drop. Oh, no, they have not made a land drop. They're going to draw 2 more with the ring. So we've gotten dominated here. They're going to draw 3 more with the ring, unless they've drawn Time Vault. No, they draw 3 more with the ring. We've got 11 cards in hand. This ring is... They've got the ring protection at the moment, remember, as well. And everything kills us from here, I'm sure. This looks like a Tinker. And Tinker for Sphinx is really good. Tinker for Portal of Phyrexia. So we'll get rid of these 3, I guess. And we will flip upkeep, because if we go Lizard into Baloth, then we draw... Then we would get back a Vengevine. Baloth? Wistfulness. So what does Wistfulness hit? It hits Manifold Key. It hits Portal to Phyrexia. Maybe it's just supposed to hit Portal for now. Because the Tezzeret kills anyway, right? Tezzeret, Time Vault, Manifold Key, Time Vault all kill. That doesn't resolve. We'll just bash Tez for 4 then. And now I think we're truly just cold, to be honest with you. They've got 5 cards in hand. They have Flusterstorm in their deck post board, which is odd. I found the 2 cuts to get them back to 60. They bring back a Wistfulness, which is a 6/5. Holy shit, that's huge. And yeah, I just don't see any outs for us here. And there's a DT for Time Vault, so we do just die quite quickly. Okay, good games. We did lose them, and it did look quite like comprehensive in defeat. But I feel like in both games there was spots where if we find our frenzied Baloth, then we just crush them and win. They were also in my deck as well, so that's good play by me on that front. Okay, then round 3, we're up against Ravidal. Our hand is bad. I think that's fair to say. So we're going to mulligan. We're on the draw again. This hand, also bad. We haven't done this in a moment. This hand, fabulous. So let's get rid of Chalice, because they've played them all. Let's get rid of Wooded Foothills and say done. I don't know what opponent's going to be on, but we're going to aim for turn 1 Collector Reef, turn 2 Bazaar of Baghdad. No, we're going to aim for turn 1 Bazaar of Baghdad and try to draw out of it. If this is just Dredge, then we're dead. This is a Dredge on 7 from them. It's Bazaar on 7, whereas we're a Bazaar on 5 with 2 dead cards. Oh, Squeevine, okay. So they're going to have Wastelands. And a hollow one, which we can't defeat. Vengevine. I think I have to play my Bazaar. Frenzied Baloth. Let's go Vengevine, Oof. Oof, I think. Pass to you. And what do we have for this post board? We've got 1 more Wasteland. We've got Tabernacle at Pendle Vale. We've got 2 Endurances. We've got 3 Endurances and 2 Dismembers. And maybe even the Vibrance. And maybe even the Wistfulness, right? Because this does hit non-creature, right? Yeah, just any artifact or enchantment. So maybe we even want that. It'll kill their ley lines if they've got ley lines post. Fury. Mind Break Trap. Wasteland from the opponent, which closes the door. And then we take... Oh, good grief. Did I not register a bog as well? Yeah, I did register a bog. Okay. So we have got plays post board. It's just pre-board, they're not very good. So let's just go to the next one. Because I don't think a turn 4-3-2 when I'm at 6 is going to do the job. So we get Wasteland. We get all of the lands. So we want the extra Vibrance. I'm interested in Dismember and Endurance as well. And I don't want Collect Roofs. I don't care largely about Baloth at all, I think. I don't care about Chalice of the Void. I don't think Wistfulness is that good. So I'm actually going to cut all the Wistfulnesses. No, I'm not, because they've got Leyline Post. That's what we discussed this. But then what am I cutting from there? Life from the Loam seems really good if we can get them under a strip lock. I think we need to come off of some mana. So Pearl, Jet, Sapphire don't do anything. And then I need one more cut from here. Can I just cut another land? Because I'm bringing in... Oh no, my lands don't do much. So... It's 2 Wistfulness too many, but that's my only answer to a Leyline of the Void, right? And I think that's fine to be my only answer to a Leyline of the Void. I can tutor it after all, because obviously I've got a survival in play. Do we want to... I think some of the Moxen is good. No, it's not. I lied. We're bringing in 2 more lands and a tab. I think that's fine. So yes, I'd like to play first. Yes, I have a Bazaar of Baghdad and a box. That's quite cool. So we'll keep this hand. Squee, Vengevine, 2 easy discards. We just come up with 1 discard from the other 2 cards that we draw this turn. If they have a Leyline, then motherfucker, they have a Leyline. If they have a Leyline, then what does that change? Not an awful lot. We just activate. Lizard, Squee. I'm just gonna get rid of the misstep. Our lizard's in. So we need to find cards that have text boxes is the problem. They have a Wasteland for my Bazaar of Baghdad. That's absolutely fine. I can play a Windswept Heath. We can slow roll this Bazaar until we've got other discards. Endurance is cool. So maybe we go Windswept Heath and pass. Next turn we can play a Bog and nuke them. And then the following turn we can play an Endurance and block. They've got Bazaar, which is clear and obvious. Let's see what the discards are. So I might be forced to pitch cast this Fury in a moment. They've got Vengevine, Master of Death, and nothing else. So we can just leave this Windswept in play, bash for 1, and bog them, right? That will take away their card advantage engine. Yeah, bog you. And then in for 1. Oh, I think they're thinking about Noxious Revival. No. In for 1. And then next turn we've got just like cast Endurance and get your graveyard again. And once we've cast Endurance, we've then actually got real power and toughness in play as well. And unless they develop a hollow one here. They have got a lot of cards there, I'll give them that. Ravenous Trap and Lizard and Squee. They showed us Mindbreak Trap a moment ago, didn't they? No, they didn't. That was last game. So Lizard in. Hollow one in. So what does that mean? Does that mean we want to try and find a Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale? Dismember. I think I just want to cast. I think I just want to cast Endurance here. And I think I just want to do it whilst, not whilst they're tapped out, because obviously they don't have mana, but whilst that squeeze there. So I can trade Lizard for Lizard. And next turn I can just cast a Vengevine and just try and trade 1 for 1 all the way down. So we'll get rid of your Squee. Although next turn I might activate my Bazaar of Baghdad, I'm not sure. I haven't got that far yet. Although next turn I can just dismember hardcast Vengevine. That might be the nuts. So they hit us with the Bazaar of Baghdad activation again. Vigor, Leyline. They have a Fury for my Endurance. Pitching the Red Lizard. Then they get in for 5. They've got 1 card in hand. They just get in for 4. 4's wild. And now we draw a Misty Rainforest. I think I'm just gonna play Bazaar of Baghdad and activate. So Loam doesn't do anything. Misty doesn't do anything. And then Dismember's irrelevant at this point as well. Is that true? I think so. Now I can get in for 3 here. If they want to block, they can. They don't want to. So we will just pump our Lizard. And next turn we've just got Rathiu, which should be cool. And this Bazaar may clear out a wasteland that they've been sandbagging as well. Doesn't look like it does. We take 5, we go to 10. They've got 2 cards in hand, so it could just be Force Blue. It could just be another pitch of some variety. I could just play Vengevine here. Take another 5. And then cast Vibrance. Or I could Vibrance for Wasteland next turn. I think that's way better, actually. So let's just play the Tabernacle and attack for 1. And then next turn I can pay for Lizard on Bog. Your creatures are dead. Oh, wait, why didn't I attack for 3? Someone explain that to me. Powder, Vengevine, Leyline. Okay, so we'll pay 1 on Paducah Bog. They've got 2 cards in hand. Elvish Spirit Guide is cool. I'm going to... Do I just want to cast Vengevine and attack for 5? They're kind of dying. I don't think I want to. I think I want to just deal with that pesky Bazaar of Baghdad. They've got 2 cards in hand. I've not seen any evidence that they're on blue cards. So no responses. And they might just not have they might just have a Noxious, right? But we can still put them to the test for it. They've never been hellbent this game. We gain 2 life, which is sickening. And then we can just waste this Bazaar. And bash for 1. And then next turn I can pay 1 and develop a Vengevine with all of the cards in my hand. So I don't want to activate Bazaar of Baghdad because I plan on using everything next turn. Opponent does have the Noxious Revival for the Bazaar. Does that make me want to activate to find an Endurance, though? I don't think so. I think we're cruising. They've kind of only got burn spells, right? And I can always just hold back... By burn spells, I mean Vengevines, like one-off Vine attacks. So, if I'm scared of that, I can always hold off on attacking with my Lizard. Does it make a difference? Let's have a quick think. Yavimaya Cradle, certainly not that one, because that will turn on Bazaar to pay for Tabernacle. So I play Gaia's Cradle, I flip my Elvish Spirit Guide, I attack you for 4, you go to 7. Hold back against the potential for double Vengevine out of the top into double Lizard. I don't think I need to play around that. But I can play around that, so should I? Maybe I should. And then next turn I've got the mana to pay. It doesn't change the clock if I lose my Lizard, does it? Attacking for 5 or attacking for 4? No. Yes. No. Oh, we know I can't count. The Lizard's going in. Opponent falls to 6. They flip the Bazaar of Baghdad. I don't think they can get there on killing me this turn anyway. They need to discard 2 Vengevines. They discard Squee and Hollow One, so they probably found another Hollow One. No, they haven't found another Hollow One. Do they have a Gut Shot? No, Gut Shot kills them as well. And they're just dead to the board here. I'm not sure why we discarded Hollow One, because it would have bought you a turn. So they miss an activation there. They could have just played Hollow One and fogged me. So we win through a ley line. Do I want another Wistfulness, though, as something else to draw to? But they've got Ravenous Trap and ley line. I don't think we care about all of that stuff. It's hard, because I don't want to trim my mana. I don't want to trim my Squee. I like my Anger. Maybe my Anger is the cut, though. No, fuck it. We just beat them through a ley line. I don't need more. I don't need more at all. Okie dokie then. Game 3 against Ravidel, and this doesn't look like a winning hand, so we are going to mulligan. This does look like a potentially winning hand, so we are going to keep this And we're going to ship the Wistfulness and hope for a green source. They can have their ley line. Nobody cares. I've beaten you through it already, you know? Not a problem to me. Because green source means we get Bazaar of Baghdad, right? Or Strip Mine, or Bajuka Bog. We've got the Bolt if we want it, but I don't think we do. I don't think that's what we're about. Oh no, they're just mulliganing to fucking oblivion. Well, they've brought in negations. Oh, that's going to hurt. I would powder those out as well. What does negation hit? It hits 4 survivals. That's tough. And I think Wasteland Tabernacle should be very good at closing out this game anyway. Like, our opponent's on 4 cards, you know? They've got a ley line. So they're on 3 cards. And one of their cards we just beat them through. 3 cards then. That one's a strip mine. I'm going to play Ruby. And do I play out a Tiger? I think so, because I want you to strip me. I want to get rid of this strip mine to clear a path for my Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale, but I also want to have this wasteland for a Bazaar backup. Oh, so they've just got fucking nothing, is what they've got. They've just got air. I mean, if you're on air, then I can just cast lizards, right, and start bashing you for 3 a turn. Misstep's been exiled to the powder. We don't need to make a land drop. We can just apply pressure in other ways. If they didn't have the ley line in play, I would absolutely be loaming my brains out right now. That's very interesting to me. So let's pump a lizard. No, pumping a lizard is bad. So I can wasteland you. You wasteland my tiger. And then I Vibrance for something else? Or do I just attack for 3 and play a wasteland? Because you might just have to actually strip my wasteland, right? I think I can just play wasteland because I've got tutor for strip mine later. But I don't want to be the one activating wasteland into them because it kills my tiger. And I quite like my tiger for tutoring my other cards. There's a Black Lotus. Holy shit, it's a Black Lotus. So let's just try and cast Black Lotus, I think. See if it might get negated on the way down. And then we can go, oh, we're going to cast it for everything. Just all of the colours and all of the cards. So green, red is bad. I can't do that, can I? No, I can. I just need to not be an absolute clown about it. So red, red, triple green. That was triple red. Guys, I'm in the zone today. Yes, done. Everything, all of it. Pay me. They've got Force of Will. They've got Force of Will. I feel like our opponent has just let that go. Like, come on, dude. We all wanted to do that. You wanted to see it. I wanted to see it. I'm sure Ravadale wanted to see it as well, really. Truly, if they looked into their heart, they actually wanted to see that resolve. But I don't know. Our opponent's not getting anywhere. They're not doing anything. We're not doing an awful lot because we've got a very reactive hand. I'm doing a lot less now that my Vibrance fails. But maybe I can just play a Cradle and maybe now's the time to strip them. Strip you. Float a green. Play a Cradle. Cast a Spirit Guide for the second time this league. Dink, and then next turn we're just balling. Up we go. Guy's Cradle, pump 5U, and then this is an actual clock at this point. Sure, they Force of Willed our dope new card. Everyone's annoyed at them, but don't get on their back about it. They've got a Bazaar of Baghdad. They're going to deploy some creatures. We'll play a Tabernacle. Their creatures will die. Vengevine, Force of Will, Leyline of the Void. I don't actually want to yield through the whole turn. So Hollow one. Because I'm going to end step this Dismember. That just happens. Just straight through. Yavimaya Cradle once again showing up to be bad. In for 5 we go. But they might be doing the thing where we wait on bringing back all the nerds because we can play Wasteland this turn and protect against Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale. So play Wasteland, activate Bazaar, or activate Bazaar, play Wasteland is really powerful because if they can also deploy the threats, then it will completely neuter my tab. But if they've got nothing, then they're just dead. Paying costs, they're going to Noxious a Hollow one. They go to 2. They'll go down to 2 cards in hand after the activation. They discard Lizard, Lizard. They've got 2 cards left over. One of them's a Hollow one. They've got 2 Vengevines. If the last card is Tabernacle, then they've played this really nicely and we're going to lose. Not Tabernacle, Wasteland. So I take the full-fledged 8 here. Hollow one card in hand. Doesn't appear to be. Is not. Okay, perfect. So we can actually just cycle this Hollow one, right? See if we come up with something else. Vibrance for later. Nice. We'll play the Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale. All your creatures will die. We'll hold back the blockers so that the Vengevines can't get us. They don't have a Squee or a Master of Death to accrue any cards. You've got some triggers to resolve. And next turn I can just play a Vibrance. No, I can't. Well, I can. I can go and get a Wasteland, right? Or a Strip Mine. All your shit's dead. You're dead on board. They've got Fury to kill my guys. They've got no cards in hand. Oh no, they can flip the Bazaar here and any lizard kills. Okay, so we're... Oh, they didn't activate the Bazaar of Baghdad. Any lizard. I have to play Yavimaya to tutor up Wasteland. They didn't activate Bazaar of Baghdad. That's brutal. They didn't activate Bazaar. So Vibrance is going to save me. I can get a Wasteland. Yeah, I think I've got to do that. So I go like so. And then no response to this one. Is there something better I can get than Wasteland? Not really. So we'll get Strip Mine. I think I cycle Hollow One because I'm not going to have the mana for it next turn. Maybe I am. Maybe that was really weak. But this is great. Because then next turn it's Strip Mine you. I'm at 10, so your 2 Vengevines don't kill. No activation into no activation. I really dislike the last turn cycle because we had Flip for Lizard, kill you with 2 Vengevines. I was at 8 pre-Vibrance. And then end step there, we can flip for a Squee. And upkeep, we could have flipped as well. Vengevine, Noxious, Hollow One. No cards in hand. You get stripped, and then I present lethal. You'll go. No, unlucky on our opponent's side. They missed a couple of activations, I think. And they are like gambly activations, all of them. But sometimes you've just got to do that, right? Like, Fury, you're bored, you've got a Tabernacle, I'm not getting anywhere, I'm just falling behind. Flip for a Lizard for lethal, you know? But it looks like we're going to squeeze this one out. And then, yeah, we win the match. Very nice, very tasty. Okay, round 4. We're up against Uncle Rico, and we are on the play. And we have got an unkeepable hand. So we'll go to less. Oh, look at this. Look at this bad boy. Okay, so I'll keep this one. I think we ship Gaia's Cradle. Oh, Gaia's Cradle's so good with the fucking survival, though. I kind of want the Sapphire. The thing is, right, is if we miss on creature on this Bazaar activation, opponent's got 7 cards in hand. I want to activate Bazaar first. I want Gaia's Cradle. Or do I want Yavimaya? No, I think I've got to put back the Cradle, I think, regretfully. Say done. Activate the Bazaar. Maybe that's horrendous. Maybe Sapphire's supposed to go back. Discard. Now we've got to think about it. It's got to be Vengevine Survival, right? If I want to get a Vengevine into play. Vengevine Survival. I hate that. But that's the only way I get to double spell next turn. But then I can't double spell through Wasteland. I think it's got to be Survival, so I can just go activate, make a Collector Roof. I don't love it. If they're on Dredge, we die. We should play this out. Don't you dare counter my Sapphire, sir. Exactly, that's what I thought. Oh, I don't like anything that's just happened to us. Flooded Strand, Fetchers, Basic Island, Curse Catcher. What in the shit happened over there? Anger's cool. So we can activate our Bazaar. We've got a backup Bazaar. So this creature. I'm going to get rid of the Ignoble. I know they're a Null Rod deck as well, but I just think this is better. I get a Vengevine back. We've got spare Bazaar of Baghdad if we want it. And in we go for 4. Depending on how big their board gets and how quickly. Curse Catcher, I've not seen that one in a... New Lorwyn set comes out and they're like, what about the old Lorwyn cards? Silvergill Adept revealing a Harbinger of the Seas. Non-basic lands are islands. Okay, interesting stuff. So we'll go straight to draw step. Windswept Heath can provide some damage. But do I want to get a basic forest to hand? I think I want to activate this card. Lizard. Spirit Guide. I think Bazaar goes. Now, do we get forest or do we get tiger? I guess we just get forest, or I guess we just put it into play. Put it into play and use it as a threat, I think. I guess I'm supposed to get forest, because we know the Harbinger's on its way down. Silvergill Adept's going to trade here. Curse Catcher's going to trade here. Okay. That's all fine by me. All your creatures are dead. The artifacts are back online. Didn't think about that, if I'm honest with you. Didn't think about the idea that they could be sandbagging artifacts. Wasteland. Wasteland my Yavimaya Cradle. Okay. Plays a Mox Pearl, which allows them to play the... No, they've got a flash threat. What's the flash creature called? Tashana's Tidebinder. In we go. Cool, cool, cool. I could have pumped. I didn't. Don't ask me why. Hole Breacher. Let's get a basic forest and cycle this hollow one then. And that's a squee. So I can flip for a free lizard here. Miss. But I get squee back next turn anyway. I got no idea what I've just done with myself there. So we know they're holding that stupid island card. They've got a strip mine for my forest. That's so messed up, man. Oh, they take out the Bazaar of Baghdad. Weird. But now I've still got green cards. My Bazaar was already dead. You have a Hole Breacher. Harbinger of the Seas. It's just a 2/2 now. And Hole Breacher looks like it's coming in. Interesting. Wistfulness. I can cast neither side of. So everything is perfectly wrong. Opponent loves it at 1 life. Now they can't attack, right? I draw a tiger. So I send just the Vengevine, and then they trade or chump with something or both. Just Hole Breacher. Was that attack awful? No, it's me who was awful. That's an island, right? So it just floats blue. So I can draw 2 cards and discard 1. If they've got another Hole Breacher, then it's devastating. And if we hit any creature here... Oh no, they've got the whole breacher. Okay. Devastation occurs. Oh, Flare of Denial. Okay, interesting. So they didn't have a whole breacher. We've got one more Wistfulness to draw to if we want to keep playing that game. True Name Nemesis is a problem. In comes the creature. Vengevine. That one's difficult to cast at this stage in the game. So Bazaar would be nice. Another Wistfulness would be nice. I've got 3 outs on that front. And then just basic forest, like actual factual, second basic forest. Hang on, did I only register 1 though? I think I was on 2 tigers, 1 forest, right? Not 2 forest, 1 tiger. Orcs. So 7 me, 7 me seems really good. Oh, but it's not 7 me, 7 me because I forced the trade there. Okay. Emerald would be a nice draw. Pearl. Almost. Almost. This continues to just be a blue land. You see? So I think we chill and maximize the discards. Flare of Denial's funny. Norod, sure. And in comes the True Name Nemesis for 4. And then next turn they can attack with everything for lethal. Yeah, seems grand. Frenzied Baloth. Is it everything for lethal this turn? No, it's not, is it? I've still got another turn. But then what can I do with that other turn? Literal nothing at this point. Oh no, I can draw Bazaar of Baghdad next turn. Because I take 5, I go to 1? Sure. Unless they've got a Lord. At which point we die. Squad in is bad news. I block here so that I don't die, and then they flash in another one of these chaps and we do die. Yep, perfect. So we're dead. Wistfulness and Vibrance have both been countered today, which I think is pretty great news. What do we want from these guys, though? I definitely want the dismembers. I'm pretty interested in Vibrance. Am I interested in Vibrance, or is that a lie? Maybe I'm interested in more Wistfulness if they're going to give me cards like that. So then that's just 3 cards in for 3 Collect Roofs. Like, we're both Null-Rod decked, right? Strip Mine's fine. Yeah, I was only on 1 forest, so I was cold there. At some point, this build had 2 forest, 1 tiger, but then I wanted to play Anger, so then Words and Noise. I don't think I want the rest of this. Wistfulness already deals with Leyline and all that jazz. Chalice might be questionable. I am on the play, though, so it could be really good. Let's have a Vibrance. Let's play with the cards we want to play with. Wistfulness kills Leyline. Wistfulness draws cards under and is castable underneath the Harbinger of the Seas. So that all seems great. Okay, we are on the play. We have a very interesting hand here. Just runs headfirst into Force of Will is the problem. And I actually factually can't I'm going to keep this, and I'm just going to jam this Wistfulness at them, and if they have Force of Will, they have Force of Will. But if we stick a Wistfulness, it's going to be really fun. So cast this, play this, and there's no way of doing it, so we will just cast, and we'll just go blue, 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 so we get to draw the cards and discard the cards. No responses here. I just discard one, so I'm just going to discard the lizard and get the creature in play. I could discard the vine, but we can deal with that later. Right, we've got a fucking 6/5. That is not small. They've got a strip mine. Doesn't look like it's going to come up clutch against a 6/5 here. Tormod's Crypt, sure, bro. None of my cards care. Cradle, one time. Bazaar of Baghdad, every time. Perfect. Rack 'em up, rack 'em in. Vengevine can go. Hierarch can go. Survival can go. I just don't think we care, do we? I don't want to get rid of the strip mine, that's the thing. I'm not very good at playing these survivals. Yeah, no. Survival can go. Cast a hollow one. Nice. Tormod's Crypt. In we go. Opponent takes the full 7 damage there. We are doing the presentation of lethal. Right. 9, 13, yeah. And they're dead. They love it. They're dead. We are victorious. And we go to game 3. Uncle Rico on the fish. I don't think we care about anything. We've got dismembers. We've got all of our cool creatures. Our opponent has Tormod's Crypt in their deck. We've got 4 Vengevines and an Anger. You know, I think we're cruising. Maybe for a bruising, but who cares? Okay, so thoughts and feelings on this hand. Frenzied Baloth is cool, but it's just going to trade with a Simian Spirit Guide. Not Simian Spirit Guide, a Silvergill Adept. I've got an Elvish Spirit Guide, so I can push out a Lizard as well, so I can double spell on turn 1. My Vengevine's not in my graveyard. But then I've got 5 power, 6 power every turn for the rest of the game until they trade off all their creatures. I think we're supposed to mulligan. I don't think this quite does enough. Now I've got a Bazaar of Baghdad, bolt your creature. No, this hand's dope. So let's keep this. And let's get rid of... Maybe I get rid of the ruby, actually. Maybe I get rid of the ruby. No, the ruby's good. Maybe Vibrance. I'm just going to get stripped and then my Vibrance is back in play. I don't know. I really want to play with Life from the Loam, though, you know? So I think we get rid of Vibrance, unfortunately. I've got Life from the Loam. That's basically Vibrance. So opponent has got nothing to do. Interesting. We just got Stifle or something? Let's play and activate Bazaar of Baghdad. Discard Vengevine, Baloth, Loam. Cast Hollow One. Cast Ignoble. Get back Vengevine. This is my green source for Loam. I am going to deploy these 2 cards due to the sheer quantity of dredging we're going to do next turn. And if our opponent plays a Tabernacle at Pendule Vale, we can pay for our creatures. Opponent takes 5. We've got Exalted. Opponent fetches, finds a basic island, and does nothing with it. Not ideal for them, I don't think. So Tormod's Crypt would be annoying, right? Because we're going to upkeep activate our Bazaar of Baghdad, we're going to dredge, we're going to draw. Then we're going to go to our draw step, we're going to dredge, then we're going to loam, then we're going to strip them. You know, the dream, the world is our oyster. They're basically already dead. Then we attack for 8 on top of all of that. And we can do all of this whilst keeping our creatures alive through Tabernacle. So Misty Rainforest fetches to 13. I'm guessing basic island. I'm so good at this. And then they've got a time walk. Yeah, that's fine. Time walk seems tough. True name would be a creature that they could play. And that would slow us down quite dramatically. Cavern of Souls in probably Merfolk. Yeah, got it again. And they play Merfolk of the Pearl Trident, which is a grizzly bear. And then they unable to scream my creature. Okay, I've got 0-2. Does this do anything else? It just makes it a 0-2, right? I did play a decent amount of this set. It's just a 0-2. So, our turn. Upkeep. We want some lands in our graveyard, so let's get dredging. Dredge. Discard a lizard. Yes, please. Cast this. Draw step, dredge. We will Life from the Loam, Bazaar of Baghdad, Gaia's Cradle, Misty Rainforest. We get all of them. So now we can play a Bazaar and just activate Bazaar and not dredge, right? Dismember's a cool one. Lizard is a banger. So the lands go away. The lizard gets in. The Pearl Trident dies? No, I don't think so. I think the Pearl Trident's just not good enough. Exalted. You're at 8. I just don't think the Pearl Trident's very good, and we can use our Dismember on something better, such as the Hull Breacher, such as the Your Lands or Islands card. If they tab us this turn, then I will Dismember their creature. Because then I can pay 3 and keep the 2 lizards in the Vengevine or the Hierarch. Maybe it's just Hierarch Vengevine. They've got a Wasteland. That's going to kill a Bazaar of Baghdad. Unless they've got a player threat. No. So that means we're unlikely to get true named unless they're holding power. I've got Loam going though, so that's really tough. Another Merfolk of the Pearl Trident. They're both 3/3s. Black Lotus. Not in love with this. Into a Meru Origeri. Interesting. So that guy comes in. That's absolutely fine. So now we'll kill a Lord. We'll kill the Origeri. Oh, maybe I could have shrunk it during combat. And then upkeep. Do we want to do more stuff with Life from the Loam? Well, I think we just want to take our draw step, right? So then our Bazaar has text. So we dredge 3. Oh, they've just conceded. Why are they dead? So we get Gaia's Cradle. We attack 4, 4, and 6. Don't think they're dead. What are we going to dredge? Bazaar, Spirit Guide, Wistfulness, and then we would draw Sapphire Wistfulness. We'd have a Cradle, we'd cast Wistfulness, we'd exile You're Unable to Scream, and you would die. Very fun. Okay, 5th and final round versus White Renren. We're on the draw again. This league has been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it. Like, we've won 3 games so far, and the one we lost, we were in. Like, we had live draws on all of our final turns of life. And this hand looks super fantastic. We've got a Mental Misstep and a Bazaar of Baghdad, but we may want to just lead Wooded Foothills. Because that's where our spells are leaning us. They keep 7, no Lurus. No Chancellor. They've got a Chrome Mox though, so they are mono white. No response to that one. Gets rid of a Witch Enchanter, plays a Ruby. Plays an Ancient Tombs. This is turn 1 Dungeoneer. Oh, how unkind. So we've got to play Bazaar of Baghdad because that's our fastest draws. And our best way back into this game. They get basic planes to hand. Over to us. Lizard. Activate. Discard Vengevine. Survival again, I guess. And one of the lands. Hold the Lizard, because it can get us there next turn, maybe. Opponent, though, is going to kill us so quickly, it's unbelievable. They've got 3 cards in hand, one of them is a plains, and we could quite quickly die to Forge here. They do Forge up the Nerd, and I can't remove that from play. That's just there. So we've got to deal 18 before they deal 15, 20, but we're taking 5 here, 5 or 6 here, 10 or 11, 12 on their next turn, yeah. And that's before they cast any other spells. March of Otherworldly Light, I don't particularly enjoy facing. So 6, they keep the Otherworldly Light on top of the deck. They play a Caracas. And then start to cast more spells. This is an Archon, it's over. It's an Archon, it's over. One spell a turn is pretty rough when your deck's game plan is to double spell. So next turn I take 5, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I can't fetch. I can play survival. I can't ever double spell. No. Okay, let's go to the next one. We're not winning. So mono white. Turn 1 Seasoned Dungeoneer is pretty unfair, if you ask me. Do I want Wasteland? Not really. I think I like Collect Roof. I like the guys. I like the Dismembers. I like Chalice on the play. Frenzied Baloth again. Not the time nor the place. Mental Misstep's good against Plow and it's good against Vexing Bauble, but is it good enough for us now here? We can cut a Pearl. I did activate Survival earlier. Loam. I mean, if they're under an oof, maybe Loam's good. My Wasteland's in my sideboard, though. Maybe it should... But they could have Tabernacle, but I've got so many lands. Let's just drop the Loam. Let's just try and be quick and efficient with some disruptive elements, such as Vibrance to kill creatures and tutor lands, and Wistfulness to kill enchantments and draw cards. Although they're not going to turn my lands into islands, so the likelihood of Wistfulness hitting like that is low. Okie dokie. Game 2. Hand is a disaster. Mulligan. Forest. We'll keep this. We'll pitch the anger. Chance of the Annex. Just one though, right? Just one. So Forest. Cast Lotus. Pay the 1. And I think we try and high roll here. I think we just pass. You'll go. Oh, Forest was such a punt. Forest was such a punt. Because if they play an Archon, my lands are tapped. This needed to be Yavimaya or Tiger. Mana Crypt hand as well. On 7. Bros just had it all. This was a massive punt. This needed to be one of the non-basics. Because if this is an Archon, we just lose. Just lose might be a stretch, but you know what I mean. I know. I knew I was playing into Witch Enchanter doing this, but I didn't think about everything. But we've played around a Wasteland apparently. But then if this is a Witch Enchanter, no, they've got nothing. What on earth do you have? Ah, fuck it. I don't actually care. Let's cast a Wistfulness and let's get all the value. Yes, please. Right, White Source or Mana Crypt? Talk to me. What does... What on earth is 5 mana? This makes no sense, right? Let's kill your White Source. March of Otherworldly Light, is that what you're working with? Let's discard... Windswept Heath. This might just be Plough. Floats are white. 2 cards entered the exile zone. Oh yeah, because the Chrome Mox. Containment Priest. That doesn't seem very good. And then you've got a Mana Crypt. Interesting. I think I did mess up turn 1. I don't know what's more likely, right? Like, just like Wasteland or Archon. Wistfulness is not a legend. White Plume Adventurer is not going to be alive very long. That can't attack. They didn't Wasteland me. Play Hierarch. And then attack. And I get to attack with 6 power here, so they're probably just going to chump with something. Probably just the Containment Priest, I imagine. I'm just letting it through. Pretty insane stuff. So I get a Plains. No, I don't get anything because I registered 1 forest and it's in play. You took 7 for that? Alright, how did you play? Guy's Cradle, Wistfulness, your Mana Crypt. I think I like that. Because then I'll keep the initiative this turn with chump your Containment Priest, smash your White Plume with Dismember. And you can Wasteland one of my lands, I'm not particularly fussed. So we nuke the Mana Crypt. We know they're holding basic planes. We're going to try and protect the initiative, and if they take it back with another White Plume, then it'll be a 5x. Okay, that's difficult. That's difficult, isn't it? Because then my Wistfulness trades and they've got the initiative if their follow-up is White Plume Adventurer. 4 cards in hand, 1 planes. I think I still want to kill this, though. And I think I still chump block, and you've got to have White Plume Adventurer. I think that's fine. Although I can just play a hollow one next turn. Maybe I do that. Yeah, maybe I just play more threats. That might be really suspicious, but what are they going to do? Forge or Lost Well? they're in line to take another 7 here. They're going to the Lost Well, which I think is really good news for us. We know they're holding planes. And then they're in the tank. I really need to draw the curtains. Right. They're still deep in the Lost Well. Lost Well happens. Wasteland's my cradle. Lost Well. Leave me alone, Magic Online. Lost Well is double bottom. They play the basic planes. Anger. I should attack with both. Not with both. What am I talking about? With one. Exalt onto that. Plow is devastating. Plow is devastating. I really considered the hierarch attack. Let's cycle this hollow one then. Disaster. Disaster. I really considered the hierarch attack. Okay, so they stash. They get a blind draw because they double bottomed last turn. Any land is a 3/3 attacker. Okay, I go to 18. You get to do nothing with the initiative. They play a Cavern of Souls. Name Archon. So now my lands aren't good either. This is getting difficult. Now what we want to draw like Dismember. Collector Reef. Is Collector Reef even good? No, because now they've got a 4/1. Yeah, I think we're just going to lose. I don't know. If I'd attacked with Hierarch there and they have to plow that instead, so otherwise I'm going to take the initiative back and have a blocker. No, because then they just block. Then they would just do that. Plow the guy later, right? And now I almost don't want to take the initiative back this turn because it will counter their Containment Priest will counter their final chapter. So I get sort of a setup turn here. Playing the land and not the creature. I'm not sure about that. Survivor of the Fittest is something for us though. Okay, so we've got plays now. We're going to die quickly, but we've got 3 red lands. They've just played a Witch Enchanter. This chapter doesn't work because of Containment Priest. 10 cards are revealed. Some of them are very good as well. So let's start thinking about lines. So we discard Anger. It's got to be a string of hollow ones and a Vibrance in there somewhere. They exile a Chancellor, which has got that Chancellor is in exile with hexproof. I fucking love this program. Can't get that back with a pull from eternity. No sir. Please don't play Witch Enchanter. Genuinely might be the worst person I know. Let's discard anger then. And find something. What have we got that we can work with here? Not an awful lot. Just Vibrance for Bazaar. I think so. That's really unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. This still has hexproof, and I'm in love with it. It's a shame it doesn't get the counters as well. So, survival goes to the bin. We can Vibrance for Bazaar of Baghdad next turn. We can attack through all their creatures with Collector Roof and play a hollow one. Oh, but the Archon of Mimiri is here. So this should slay, right? Because it's just 4 damage. The Archon may or may not come in. It does come in. We can trade off the Oof. Oh, it's all coming in. How much is that? 8. Eight's fine. We'll take the 8 and we'll try and force the initiative back to us to get some Lost Well action, which means we want to Vibrance first. Say done. We're going to go get a Bazaar of Baghdad. We go to 10. Or have I just killed myself again? If I attack, I die, right? Because they just don't block. Yeah, so I can't attack. Stupid. So I should have traded last turn. Initiative ticks. They get a basic planes. I can't cast Dismember. Yeah, I think I was focused on too many other things than the fact that they're attacking me. So I should have traded with Containment Priest last turn and taken 6 down to 12. Down to... Cavern of Souls. Name's human. So this could just be a seasoned Dungeoneer for the game. Forge up the Archon. Oh, Anointed Peacekeeper on Bazaar. Yeah, we're completely lost. If they don't have the Witch Enchanter for that survival, then I think we can come up with something. But even the Archon's just such a downer on our survival chains, you know? Why aren't you attacking with everything? You got to attack with everything. I'm at 10. Attack for 10. Horrendous. Sure. So we'll trade off here. We'll take our 4. They get a treasure token back, and they've got 1 card in hand, so maybe that's good. We will draw 2, discard 2. Discard 3. We will discard Collect Roof, Chalice of the Void, Tiger. And we'll cast a hollow one for 0. And then I still take 6 anyway, right? And I take more from the forge. Okay, we're dead. We're dead. That was a lot of fun though, that league. I really enjoyed that. We got to use all of the new cards. We didn't use the red mode on Vibrance. We didn't use the red mode on Vibrance. I think that's fine. I think we used almost all of our sideboard cards, not Vigor, but I don't think we need to prove Vigor. Frenzied Baloth had spots where if it felt like showing up, we would have won games. Mono White didn't feel particularly enjoyable. I don't think I played very well at all throughout that league. I kind of... It's now 20 past 1 on Thursday, and I usually upload at 3, is how well we did. I didn't sleep very well. That's not massively relevant. But we didn't play great, but we still won a lot of games and had a lot of fun. These cards were cool. I really enjoyed them. And they came up with different spots, right? Like, we played more Lotus Wistfulnesses than I thought we would play. And then we used the tutor on Vibrance a few times. We used the Exile enchantment against Mono White. And we drew cards as well, which was dope. So in all, I really enjoyed that. But yeah, thanks for watching, and more cards coming soon. Also, let me know what we need to be dread returning out of this set. Take care.